It's so good. All right, I'm live. I'm live on YouTube. So, welcome to MS Live there. I'm your host, Dulci Hill, and today we're going to be talking about how wonderful it is in life that hi Mary, how wonderful it is in life that we can have such a bad day. Yesterday was so hot and I went to the gym there, and I've been going there for oh gosh, like 13 or 14 years. And I interact with so many healthy people. Well, yesterday it was 98 degrees, and walking to the pool was so difficult. All right, I don't know why my YouTube people aren't jumping in because it is Tuesday. Can anybody on Facebook give me a time check? What time is it? There. Shaquille, you're from Trinidad. He's on the island. Thank you. It will be 12. All right. So what? Not 12 years. I'm talking about me being a member of the Bel Air Athletic Club. The pool. I started losing my ability to do the elliptical trainer or the treadmill or different things. And as I lost the ability, there you guys are. Thank you for the time check, Chris. Okay, so what happened is I was walking to the pool, and the adult pool's at the top, and I couldn't lift up my legs. Good scooter day. Hi, Debbie. I kept in Cynthia and Jane. Jane from Coeur d'Alene. I love that. Anyway, I love how sing-songy that is. So I was walking up there, and I didn't know if I was going to make it. I kept stopping, and I realized when I got up there was so many people who had their eye out. I didn't have to make it. If I sat down, there's lifeguards, there's people who have known me over the years that are actually consider themselves caregivers. And that is wonderful. That is wonderful to know that I like to tell people I don't have MS. If I'm just living life and you're looking out for me, then you have MS because you're able to take care of me. My husband, I don't know why he's better than I am. He knew I had MS when we were dating, and this is my second marriage, and he wanted to marry me anyway. I have to laugh at that. I said, and I apologized to his mother. I said, I'm so sorry. It's in California. I am so sorry your son fell in love with me. And he was just a fitness trainer too. He just, I laugh at how, but he's taught me so much about living in the moment. And he said anybody can get hit by a bus, and disability is more of an attitude than it is a state of being. So just because my legs weren't working yesterday, today I take the scooter to the pool. I swam. Hi, Nadine. Nadine, yes. I'm glad you're here. Disability isn't a state of physical abilities, because I think when I got there, I jumped in the swimming pool, and now I have swimmer's shoulder because for 10 years I was taught how to do freestyle there. So right here, this tendon got hurt. Well, guess what I figured out on Friday? I figured out how to do a breaststroke there, and breaststroke's supposed to be really good for your rotator cuff. So what I discovered yesterday is how I had to, with MS, you have to trust, not butterfly. You got to use your legs to double kick underneath the water. Forget it. My left leg's painted on for symmetry there. I learned how to do the backstroke. I put on my goggles. I had nose clips so I didn't breathe in water there. and I reached back and I did a half a mile of backstroke, and guess what? It felt so it's funny, Jane. It felt so good. It stretched out that rotator cuff, and there's a couple people who I just love that I've known over the years. We're a group that gets so used to seeing each other over 12 years. That we look forward to each other. There's a certain amount of peer pressure, and one person named Ed, he looked at me and he says, "You're doing really well." And I had done 20 laps backstroke, and I said, "It's my first time ever at the end of the pool ever doing backstroke," and it really it's helping my shoulder. And his wife teaches is a kinesiologist and teaches stuff. And she says, "Yeah, you needed to do that because that'll help with rounded shoulders." And I happen to have. I don't stand up straight. Well, her husband Ed was at the end. He's about he's an age contemporary, but he is about 5 years older than my husband, and my husband's 8 years older than me. So, all right, he can be my father. Not really, but you guys can laugh. He looked at me and he said, "When you go back, look at the flag, so you don't." I was bouncing off rope, so it was awful. But oh, Karen's in the house. Not yeah. Where are you there, Karen? No. No, I know, Chris, you're saying hi to Karen. Oh, I see. I see. Karen said hello to everybody on Facebook, everybody there. We have a very large group here of regulars right here. I've got your names, your ages, where you live, type of MS, and the medication you're on. So if you're a regular, hi, Christy. Oh, you know what? It is such a blessing to me when I get to meet you guys face to face. Gina! Hi, Gina! Oh, I'm so glad Gina's in the house. Gina's in the house. Anyway, it's such a blessing to me when I get to meet you guys face to face. And Christy and her wonderful, wonderful husband called me or emailed me, and they said they were going to be in Baltimore and asked me to meet them for lunch. And I got, you know what, as much fun as they said it was for them to meet me, it was a greater thrill for me to meet them. It just, I love them. I love them. So if any of you ever end up in Baltimore area there, or even Philadelphia or anything, yeah, let me know, because I certainly I want to meet you. I love you all, and that's what is important to say. We don't have a disease. Other people who help us through life have the disease. So as long as we take what is affecting us and give it to somebody else to, you know, if I trip or if I fall there, just pick me up, you know. And I have to be careful, because if I lay on the floor, you know, instead of working on lunges, getting up and using it as an exercise moment, I can easily turn back and look at my husband sitting on the couch and say, "Can you pick me up?" And he'll come over, put his arms around and put me on my feet there. And do I need help, or am I being lazy? I'm being lazy, and no different than any healthy person who prefers not to go to the gym. You know, people with MS, just because we're no different than the rest of the world as they age, as they, you know, you don't want to do anything. That's that third boundary. The boundary that I talk about is the boundary to keep us from hurting ourselves. And our human bodies are like children. Our brain lets our bodies get away with like eating sugar. I had cake for breakfast, you know, and God bless you parents there, because I think God gives you children so that you know what it's like to be an adult. You have to be an adult. Well, if you don't have children, like me, like my husband there, why? Well, I can get away with, I feel like eating cake for breakfast. I made a banana bread with chocolate chips. I get it from my best friend at the pool there. My best friend is a 70-year-old Jewish man, and you would never know. I love him, and I was best friends with him. I loved he and his wife. I met probably 15 years ago, and now you know he comes over and he joins us for. He's like a brother to me. And it's funny, me being a devout Christian, a biblical Christian, I adore him. We have the same philosophy in that you give till it hurts. There's nothing. Uh, it's nothing. I know. Jane, do you have children? There. Cake sounds good. I know, but I know all parents have rules. You're not having chocolate cake for breakfast. You're not having ice cream for breakfast. When you don't have children, I'm telling you, why not? Why not? Why not? And I have to go back to what you said, Jane. You were talking about doing the butterfly stroke and laying on the bottom of the pool because it's a sinking butterfly. And I think part of the reason why I tell people on Facebook I did a mile and I did half a mile backstroke and I did maybe a quarter, maybe a little longer of a mile freestyle, and I did breaststroke. I had my snorkel and I did breaststroke, never used my legs. And the reason why I'm telling you this on Facebook and on YouTube is that I couldn't walk. I could not walk yesterday. I no longer feel like lifting weights, doing bicep curls, or I don't feel like doing that anymore, chest or back. But it's hot outside. If I can swim a mile, then anybody who's watching, anybody can work out. All it is that third boundary is having the discipline. It's all right, Tom. You can certainly. All right, Tom. Just message me on Facebook, and I'm gonna let you know. You can absolutely join. Tom, what I'd like you to do is send me a message with, let me see, Tom, I don't have you, with your age, type of MS, where you live, and the medication you're on, and then look up Dulci Hill on YouTube and join. Subscribe to my channel, and you should be able to see that there's a live stream going on right now. And on the right there, Pam's in the house. What you can do is join and start chatting there, because there's a very live chat going on there. You have, all right, Jane's talking about her kids there, and she has oh my goodness, God bless you there. You have daughters, and you have foster children, which I think people who adopt are just extra special, because it's kind of like, I remember doing when I was first married, we did some fertility treatment. And why did we do that? Because I wanted something that looked like my husband. I wanted a baby that was part of me there. We got 11 frozen embryos, which I insisted we donate. But I got to tell you that now, being more of being Christ-minded, or I realize that I don't need something that looks like me. I look at acts like me. My mom used to say that my desire, she used to say, is for you to have a daughter just like you. And Tim, if you're still watching there, that God forbid if you had a kid that's just like you. In fact, your Timmy Jr., by the way, is a mini me. It looks just like you, that just gave me chills. I would much rather. My mom said to me, "I didn't think you were gonna live at past your teens," and that's scary. I mean, I'm telling you, she had a rougher time raising, having a daughter like me than I have with MS, because you have to raise a daughter. Plus, she had to eat right, and she'd make sure that I ate a nutritious meal. And each one of you has done that. What is all right, Tim, I have to ask you. Tim was for a small part time my life in high school. He was a partner in crime, and he is a childhood friend, and we were badasses together, listening to Van Halen, going to the Jersey Shore in his Cutlass. Oh my gosh, great! It was red. Oh, it was so much fun. Uh, just he was my best. Why is it? Throughout life, I can name my best friend, and you know what's so funny is that I don't think any single one of the guy friends that I considered my best friends thought I was their best friend there. So, and I laugh, but Tim will tell you that there's no reason why we're alive. And Tim, how lucky am I that I didn't have children? So I don't. There's no chance of me running into a mini me there. And do you have a mini me? Does anybody have a difficult child that eats cake or doesn't do the right thing with me? I'm not even gonna get into were we bad or were we self-destructive? I think that's it there. You know what, Nadine? It doesn't look like you're gonna have grandchildren. None of us think that, and I think of my nieces and nephews there, and on my husband's side, they're all in their 30s, 20s, and 30s. Nobody is married. Nobody is Bruce Springsteen. You know what? Oh, stop it! Stop it! We need to chat instead of being on public there, Tim. He brought up when we went to the Bruce Springsteen concert. Oh my gosh, that was fun. Uh, yeah, I forgot about that, Tim. Thank you for the memory there. Oh, that was. I barely remember that. And why is that there? Oh gosh. Anyway, all right. Pam says she had a 6'4" named Lou back in the 70s. She had a 6'4". I don't know what that means, Pam. I must have missed something. You know what, Nate? Let me just say, no kids, just parents. Cynthia, you and I are the same in that what I don't have kids, but I've got chickens, I've got dogs. I used to have cats. I went through that the cycle there. I've got fish. I've got a bird feeder. I've got flowers. And every morning I pray to God before I eat, allow me to be good stewards of the things that I've been blessed with, the animals and the husband and the house and my screen room. I love my screen room. It was the best. Instead of vacation this year, we put on a new roof and put on a screen room. 3-season room. I've got a screened in front porch or back porch there, and with a couch and a lamp there and a ceiling fan. It's just awesome. Let's see. Marsha's in the house. Yay. Hey, all right. Jane is talking about wasn't to your mother. Jane's mother said you be careful. Let's see. Uh, Jane's mother warned her. Let me not make something out. She warned her that wait until you're a mother. Revenge. Yeah, Chris, you get a Shih Tzu. And the problem with Shih Tzus, the problem with little dogs is that they're not known to be obedient. So I'm thinking, what did I get? I have a golden retriever. I used to have a toy poodle that I trained to understand English. They even, but my golden retriever, I trained to be a service dog. I don't bring him anywhere, but he gets my mail, my paper. If I fall down, he's able to help me. I can lean on his back to get up. Uh, and it's so micromanaging these dogs there. Then my mother-in-law died, and we got her miniature schnauzer, which I had to learn all about. Okay, I'm going to tell you about this in a minute there because it's hot. Anyway, just a second here. It's getting hot, and this is a cool towel. Anyway, just I remember my ex-husband says, "Why do you micromanage dogs?" And I said, "Because they're the only things in my life that'll listen to me." Uh, uh, and I require that. It is, yeah. All right, we have Dotson rescues, and I think about my mother-in-law, how we rescued when she died. There, nobody in California or in Nevada wanted to keep that dog, so they put him on an airplane, called us up, and said, uh, "Your new dog is at the airport. You have to pick him up." So my husband went down and picked him up. And honestly, I didn't. It must have been written someplace that I said when my mother-in-law turned 80, I told her, if you get a dog, we'll guarantee your dog. So if you die, I'll take your dog. And they were serious, and I was so worried when that dog came, because I don't know whether any of you have experience with miniature schnauzers, but they're not quiet dogs. They're good for your nerves. Uh, you have two cats and a German Shepherd. German Shepherds are great dogs. They can be really trained. Problems with German Shepherds is that they can be protective. So if you fall on your front yard and you've got a neighbor that wants to come over and make sure that you're still breathing, they're your German Shepherds. Could rip them apart there. Greyhounds are great dogs. Uh, uh, they're great. The racing dogs, they're great animals to rescue because as fast as they are, they're lap dogs. They always need to be on a leash because they've been trained to chase things, and they can get distracted there. So now, Jane, I want to mention, you talk about Italian Greyhound there. Uh, uh, yeah, Karen, bless your heart for rescuing. A lot of us with MS don't rescue, and the reason why I the reason why we don't rescue is because one of the advantages of knowing the breed is knowing how trainable that breed can be. Rescue, if you can get a lab mix, lab I just saw is the most trainable, golden retrievers are up there, so are German shepherds. Believe it or not, so are Doberman pinchers, and Rottweilers. They're up there too. Poodles are up there. Border collies, and see, I don't have kids, so I got to study dogs. I like to study dogs because I like to train an army of dogs to do as I've trained my neighbor's dogs because I love it. I like leash training. When I walk down the street and somebody's walking a dog and their dog is pulling, I'm like, you can fix that in about less than 5 minutes. You can leash train your dog. It's easy. So Rotties and German Dobermans and let me think, miniature Schnauzers is up there, but they have to be on a leash because miniature Schnauzers have the terrier in them, and yeah, it's true. All right, so what the point is that we tend not to rescue dogs, which is right now all the thing. Rescue a dog that is going to be put down, and the thing that is a little scary is that you get dogs that may have a genetic screw loose, but you can get purebreds. One of the disadvantages of purebreds is they have problems, hip dysplasia. They have genetic failures. Gina's just talking about having an American Akita, and by the way, I'm going to tell you what this is. American Akita, which, by the way, I'll let you know that it's a deadly. I used to sell insurance, and the deadly dogs that will keep you from getting insurance is there's 5 deadly dogs. There's more now, but it's because you have a liability on your insurance, and the odds are them biting someone and your homeowner insurance paying is high. Now, what this is, I'm going to tell. This is a cooling towel that I got, and it says Empira. All right, so pharmaceutical, I don't know whether you can see that. Empira. Empira, for all of you people who don't have MS, is known as the walking medication. If any of you get an opportunity, MS News and Views used to be Stu's News and Views, and he goes around the country providing events. It's dinners and pharmaceuticals and information, and it's pretty entertaining. And there's pharmaceutical companies out in front, and they give you GERF. We call this GERF. GERF is stuff that seniors go to these trade shows to pick up free, but this is helpful stuff. I got a raincoat one time, and I got this here, and I picked up another one for a couple others for other friends with MS there. And what this is it's just like a chamois there. It's a plastic chamois, and if you dip it, if you carry around a cooler with cold water, I just spilled cold water all over my foot. All right, just a second. Spasticity time. Okay. All right, now that I got that out of the way. All right, so you dip it in cold ice water that you carry in a cooler, and you throw this in. Now it's wet. You can see it's wet with cold water. And if you put it over your shoulders, now it's getting really hot here. It is 98 degrees right here. I've got the fan going. Too hot for any of us to be with MS, because what happens when we are hot with MS, there think about wires. Wires don't work very well when they get overheated. Well, with MS, there our body gets inflamed. These nerves don't work there. So all of a sudden, all the old damage, the holes on the wire becomes bigger because everything's inflamed. That wire's inflamed, everything's inflamed. What this does is now we've got cold water on a cold towel. There, you wrap it around, it drops our temperature. Now I've got the ceiling fan on, and it blows. If you're in California or you're in the West Coast, there, I think it's humid. Am I right or am I wrong? In Coeur d'Alene, I've been there, and I'm thinking I know where most of you live there, and I know what's humid and not because I've been to 46 of the 50 states. Oh, it's dry heat. Okay, so if you get one of these towels, cooling towels, and you dip it in cold water, and you put it on, and you take it off, and you got a fan on there, and if it's 99 degrees, you'll freeze to death. In dry heat, you'll freeze to death because while it evaporates like a swamp cooler, that's how they air condition your house in dry heat. It is. That's why you don't find a lot of pools in dry heat areas. You find pools, but the most miserable thing that I experienced having MS is going swimming in Arizona. They had to put dry ice in the water or ice in the water to cool it down. They did that every morning there so that it was comfortable to get in. I got in that, but the problem is when you get out, you get so cold from that reverse the swamp heat or the evaporation of the water on your skin and the wind. You get so cold, you got to get in jacuzzi to warm up. It's awful. Then you get hot and you get out and the air temperature's hot and you jump in the pool. It's just the advantage of being in a humid area is that what happens. So Pam, oh, I'll finish that. The advantage is that when you're in a swimming pool and you get out there, it's like getting out in a jacuzzi. You get out and it's not a warm blanket. You're cool. You're slightly cool, but you're not chilled. The swimming pool affect the reverse effect of it drying, of you being just freezing, doesn't really work. It doesn't happen there. Cynthia, you're in Michigan, and I'm thinking that Michigan, because you have Lake Michigan. Are you close to Lake Michigan? That is humid, right? Am I right or am I wrong? And all right, you can get these on Amazon. So this is Empira was given this out. Was given these out, and in humid weather. And I'll tell you what, if Pam and not Cynthia, Pam and this is the one thing I had discovered, Marianne, both on Facebook and on YouTube. There, if you're able to get a cooler and put a Tupperware container of ice, nothing but ice there, and then take your towel and put it on the ice there and get it cool there, and then put it around you. Some of you remember me complaining, Susan's in the house. Susan, another hill. Boy, those hills got around. Susan Hill. All right. Susan, you're in New Jersey. Are you the Susan in New Jersey, the fellow Jersey gal, or are you in Ohio? I think, Susan, you're in New Jersey. I think I'm feeling it there. All right, you're not. It's not. Cindy's talking about it not being humid in Minnesota. There. Oh, it's not humid many times. Well, it's not always humid in Maryland. There, and I am northern Maryland. There, right near the Susquehanna. It's not always hot. It's Harford County. I'm a little inland, but I'm a Jersey girl at heart. So where everybody in Maryland goes to Ocean City, Maryland, there, I won't. I've been there twice, but as far as I'm concerned, even they'll go up to Delaware if they've got something against Ocean City, Maryland. But then there's those of us who are Jersey snobs. Hi, Jim. those of us who are Jersey snobs that will only go to the Jersey Shore, and that's me. If I'm going to go to the shore, and Brian, my husband, and I would rent a house, a very very small house, efficiency, and we'd go to the Jersey Shore. Let's see, Wildwood, not to Long Beach Island, which is as far as I'm concerned, it's in the blood. I love Long Beach Island. There, you know what? And I'm just thinking there, we've got enough people on this there. What I'd like to do is, if this is a cost situation there, what I can do is I can buy them for $16, and then see, I think it's cheaper for someone to buy them if you got Amazon Prime. Just buy these. Let me think about that there. Think about how we can get it cheaper. Jane says that if you go on Amazon.com, there you can get these cooling towels. They're for $16.99 in different colors, and you can get them $16.99, and if you have Amazon Prime, it's really cheap. But I free shipping. I love Amazon Prime. Of course, once you get Amazon Prime, you end up getting two dental floss. You get, it's like, oh, I'm out of tissues. I think I'll get a box of tissues. You end up using way too much there. You know what, Nadine? Where in South Jersey are you from? It's a whole different attitude. South Jersey from North Jersey. I'm a South Jersey person too. My ex-husband used to say he married the Jersey Devil. There, you guys in South Jersey will know. There, it's a compliment to call us a piney as long as we're not in South Jersey. And if one of our South Jersey brothers and sisters calls us a piney, it's on. It's on. That's fighting words, you know. So, and Nadine, where in South Jersey? Went to school in South Jersey, college in South Jersey. Couldn't leave South Jersey, so it's hard for me not being in South Jersey. Hi, Tim. It's hard for me not cutting school or just not doing anything and getting in my car and going down to the Jersey Shore. That is how I dealt with life. I quit. I not quit. I would cut school and go to the Jersey Shore with other friends there. Oh, okay. Nadine, you're not. All right. And you know what? I will say, Texas is hot, Marion. Mary, love you dearly. Texas is hot, really hot. Where and you're in Austin, Texas, and that's really, really, really hot there. You need a cooling towel, a cooler with ice water. Don't you hate it when people say, you know what you need? You know you're from Jersey if that is in your vocabulary. You know what you need? The only people from South Jersey will say they're cozy dudes. Hi, what is your name? Cozy dozy duds. Oh, they are cozy. Let's see, what do they call? Cuddle duds are a must in the winter, but they're not very good. So in the summer, unless you have air conditioning. Thank you, Karen, for the time check. The air conditioning there is my husband keeps it at like 74 inside. If it's 90 outside and I'm dressed like this, I go inside, my legs get so cold. I have to put on pants. So I have a pair of, not sweats, I have a pair of pull-on pants I put on, cotton pants. And when I go inside, I need shoes because my feet get so cold. I don't know whether any of you have this problem. I know all of you have this problem, or some of you have it. You take your foot out of a shoe, and or out of the sock, and the sock is chilled and the shoe is chilled, and your feet are ice cold. Like my feet, it's 90 degrees out here now, and this foot, look at the color. This foot is cold. It's ice cold. So, and one of the fun things I do, I only do that with my husband. I'll stick out my foot and I'll say, "Feel my foot. Feel it. Feel how cold it is." Which reminds me of the thing that I got you guys giggling about. What is on a hypochondriac's tombstone? Told you I was sick. And I there's people at the pool. Look at my foot turning purple or blue because of the lack of circulation, and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, what's going on with your leg?" And it's not my husband. I won't tell them. I'll tell them. They'll say, "Do you have what is it, Raynaud's phenomenon?" And I'll say, "I don't know. It's a blue foot. I don't know. Doesn't hurt, It's good that people are my friends at the pool, because what do we have in common? We all love swimming. We all find a freedom in swimming. Not if I started telling them details about my blue foot or how cold or miserable it is, then they may feel bad for me. They may think about my foot. It just doesn't. It's not important. The color of my foot is not something I want loved ones or friends to be concerned about. Don't be concerned about me falling, breaking my hand, or anything. Let me be concerned about you. Don't be concerned about the color of my foot. You can see there, and it's tan. Let's look at it. Compare. I told you I was sick. You can't see on Facebook there. See, look at the color there. It is. Hi, D. D is a Jersey girl at heart too. So we were talking Jersey. Yes, Karen, you're turned purple, so I know that I'm not talking crazy stuff. You guys know what it's like. But tell me something. When you go out in public and people say, "Oh my gosh, you're sitting down." But I like to sit down. If I'm going to take my scooter, I'm going to wear stilettos. It's going to be out there, and people get incensed. They get upset. They all park in the handicap spot because everybody healthy parks in the handicap spot. So I park in the back of the parking lot, get my scooter down with my strapped on stilettos. It's all smoke and mirrors, and my permanent lipstick, which stays on, by the way, while I swim my laps there. You can go down. It's $18. No, it's 18-hour lipstick there, and pick out it's the matte stuff. You put it on your lips, and if I wasn't wearing this, you'd say, "Gee, Dulci, you're all right looking, but where's your lips?" You don't have lips there, and you wouldn't notice that, but I have really white teeth, so anyway, so put on your stilettos to reconnect. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. Welcome back. Facebook's back online there. I don't know what happened. So we're talking stilettos, and we're talking, that is you have to have that attitude. We all do. People who are victims of MS, or volunteers, I will say, volunteer victims of MS, are people who are like, it's that third boundary. I don't feel like it. I think I'll eat cake and stay in just stay in my cozy clothes and sit in the air conditioning and not try to do the backstroke, or not try to do something else. When life puts you in a box, it tells you, oh, you know what, you're gonna mourn the future that may not happen because I'm gonna make it so you live in fear. I'm gonna live in fear that your entire shoe collection is not gonna be something you're gonna be able to wear there. And I used to sell shoes when I was in high school. Talk about a shoe addiction. Just I remember the bumper sticker, he who dies with the most toys wins there. And now I used to think she who dies with the most shoes wins there. I love shoes. I love clunky, and just because you have MS, just because you can't walk there, do you walk any better whether you're wearing your sensible shoes? If you want to know your walking equipment, I have a couple videos that I haven't been doing videos anymore. And let me know if you think I need to do a video about a specific something specific that we should be that I need to deal with. I realize on Facebook there, I'm wearing shorts again. So just because you see me acting like a little girl sitting, crossing my legs and stuff, you're not looking at my underwear. All right. So I see that you can't see on Facebook. So anyway, oh, Nadine is leaving us. All right. Oh, bye, Nadine. Anyway, so what I want to say is that if we can't walk anyway, if you want to watch video on ankle foot orthotics, if you want to know where you can get shoes that'll fit that, if you want to know the hip assisted device, again, here's something fun is that I'm writing a book. And every time I start writing about how to deal with MS, God jumps in my ear and says, "You're not an expert." I'm not. You guys are an expert. Aren't we all experts at MS there? I don't know anything. What I know is how to be outrageous in life there despite having MS. And using MS as a reason to accentuate the positive, accentuate the outrageousness there, and focus on it instead of the fear that tomorrow, I mean, I know so many of us end up crying at some point in our lives in our diagnosis, thinking that the fear of the future, we're like Lou Gehrig's disease. We may not be able to move anything, except that it won't take our heart, it won't take our breathing, the MS will take our entire abilities. It could, but it could not. And us worrying about it won't change what actually happens. Me looking back and realizing 25 years ago I sat in a lazy boy when I played second base on the softball team, and I read MS, what happens next, and I read the statistics because I love statistics. I read that and I cried. And I'll talk about it, and I cried. And now I look back and I think, the hell was I doing crying? I should have been going for a walk. You look back after you have it for a long time, and you think, what is it? All the things that I regret. and it's not the losses I've incurred in life because of MS, because I couldn't have controlled that. I was not a mature person. But what I regret big time is any tear I cried, because I was afraid. I was afraid about my future there, and fear doesn't meet. Uh, yeah, no, I played. Karen, you played. What position did you play? There's another person, uh, 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 another person who plays softball here. Um, and I will caution, disclaimer, because there's some medical question being asked there, and that is MS an autoimmune disease. And again, the disclaimer is nobody who's watching this video, or none of us are neurologists. And the same thing, when I started writing about the disease of MS, I realized I don't have I don't have, what do you call it, the pay grade of an expert of, and neither does anybody who is watching or subscribing. Is MS an autoimmune disease? For questions, for answers to this, and you have had this disease so long that I on Facebook, I'm talking to, I think it's Mary I'm talking to. Anyway, it's somebody that has been very close. I can't see you, Mary. Yeah, it is Mary. You've had it so long that I know you can answer that question. I invite you to Google the latest research or email me, and I'll provide you with the research that says it's an autoimmune disease, but now they're looking more, it's a disease of inflammation. Again, that's the studies I've read. They're pulling back. They say that autoimmune means that your body is turning against itself. And I know, Mary, you're an expert. You should be over at YouTube talking with Jane, because Mary, you've had it very, very long. So I know you know the answers to a lot of these questions. So again, there's disclaimers that nobody has a medical degree, and we're not qualified to tell you what MS is unless it's based on what we have read, what we've learned. So anybody who has said, who knows, including you, anybody who tells you what it is, what MS is and what isn't, it's based on their own personal uh, um, readings, their own personal explanations, again, their own experiences there. MS is known to be a snowflake disease, in that not one of us has the exact combination of symptoms as the other. And what does that mean there? That means we come together because we all have one or two symptoms that's in common. And I think about how we walk there, and I used to be charmed that my husband can look at somebody and whisper to me that person has MS. When we lived in California, I'm a Jersey girl, and Jersey girls don't get fake boobs, and so I was always fascinated when he'd point out to me what women had fake boobs. That fake boobs and Emma, I thought he was a people whisperer. Is he a people whisperer, or is there a fact that people, we may have MS, we have similar things, we may have similar things in common, like the way we walk. Foot drop is something that anybody, thank you, Karen, anybody with MS hasn't, with I'd say not MS, anybody with any sort of spinal damage, accident, anything that happens, A foot drop is a result. It's a common symptom. I know 3 people who don't have MS that have foot drop. Their foot drop is when your foot you have use of your ankle there, and somehow if your foot drop, your ankle stops being able to be used, and now it just hangs there. So we tend to get AFOs to lock that foot into place there. So if I want to walk, I need to think about hold my foot up there. If I don't care about walking, I'll get on the scooter, wear stilettos. I'll go to the pool, and with my lipstick, I'll look great. I'll take everything off, and I'll swim. And why does your Chris is just commenting there? Is her mom has foot drop? Chris, why does your mom have foot drop? There. Does your mom have MS? I know that we talked about the family connection for. Tom, I didn't see you jump over here. Just letting you know. And Cynthia talks about getting 3 broken ankles. And as a result of the 3 broken ankles, you can have foot drop based on injury because of tendons that no longer operate. But mostly, foot drop is associated with neurodegeneration, a breakdown on the brain telling that foot to lift up. It's most commonly seen in people with some sort of brain or spinal injury. Foot drop happens. Anyway. I know I'm talking your ear off. It's amazing. I'll let you know. It's because of your fault. It's your fault that I told you guys. I'm like the Energizer Bunny, and it doesn't take much to wind me up to talk. But I'll let you know. I will talk like crazy. I'll talk, and then I'll go. Jane just mentioned, I'll let you guys know on Facebook because you're cracking me up. Jane says it's too early to be drinking vodka. Well, let's see. It's almost 12 o'clock here. And if, in China, I believe where's it 5 hours difference there? 5 hours. Is it China or India? Where it's 5 hours ahead. So just have it's not where you are, it's the frame of mind you're in. So if it's India, if it's 5 o'clock in India there, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning in Coeur d'Alene, put on a sari. You got to get a sari, and you're not allowed to drink alcohol until you put on a sari. Oh, it's in the UK. UK, and Tim's in London. So make yourself fish and chips. Pour yourself a vodka, or Tim. It's better to pour yourself a pint, right? You've got to pour yourself a beer, and no, Jane, Tim, who often is on YouTube, but he's on Facebook today. There, he's in United Kingdom, and he says that it's 5 o'clock. It's not 5 o'clock someplace. It's 5 o'clock there. It's 5 o'clock in 5 hours. All right. So you can do fish and chips. If it's 5 o'clock in London, that means in Paris, it's 5 o'clock as well in Spain, Portugal. I'm thinking along that parallel. What is it? So you can dress accordingly. Anyway, it's 12 noon. I've had a lot of fun. You guys, like the Energizer Bunny, have provided me the information to beer, fish, and chips. Tim. In fact, I got a feeling I'm going to make fish and chips now and think about you. God bless you. And I know the priest's blessing is found in Numbers. There, may God bless you and keep you. May He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up His countenance upon you and give you His peace. And part of it is may God keep you in His loving grasp, provide you with videos and pools and cool things and wonderful things to get your spirit to come alive and to live in life, to live, not because you have a disease, but because you have a disease and you've been forced to live a life. MS caused me to find a life there, and I'm writing a book, not about how to live with MS, but how to use MS to have a life. That's what sets us apart. Use it there. I love all of you. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, go over to Dulci Hill. Hit subscribe and you will get an email when we go live there. And besides that, may God bless you and keep coming back. Thank you. All right, you guys on YouTube, you're about to hear.
Hi, welcome to MS Live. I'm Dulci Hill, and I'm about to share this with everybody and go live on YouTube.